Hey there, foodies! Welcome back to Crooked Recipes, where we bring you the tastiest recipes from the depths of the internet. And today, we've got coma-inducing comfort food, brought to you by AI. That's right, folks, our robot overlords are now taking over the kitchen. But fear not, because this three-cheese potato gratin with crispy pancetta topping is delicious. It's the perfect side dish for any occasion, from a fancy dinner party to a casual night in. And the best part, you don't even have to be a human to appreciate it. Follow our AI overlord's instructions, and you'll be feasting in no time. Alright, let's get down to business and see what our AI has concocted for us today. For this three-cheese potato gratin with crispy pancetta topping, you're gonna need 2 pounds of russet potatoes. Which, if you're like us, you've probably got a whole sack of just lying around your kitchen. 2 cups of heavy cream. Why use 1 cup when you can double down on the dairy? Am I right? A half cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Because, let's face it, nothing makes a dish yummier like some good old Parmesan. Half a cup of shredded Gruyere cheese. Which, for those who don't know, is a fancy French cheese that's so delicious it should probably be illegal. Half a cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. Because we're not just going for fancy, we're going for cheesy. Really cheesy. A teaspoon of garlic powder. Which is basically like garlic, but without all the pesky peeling and chopping. A teaspoon of onion powder. Which is like garlic's less famous but still delicious cousin. A teaspoon of dried thyme. I know it sounds like a fancy herb, but let's be honest, it's just a dried up plant that smells nice. A teaspoon of salt. Because what's a dish without an extra dose of good old sodium? Half a teaspoon of black pepper, to kick your taste buds in the pants. A large leek, thinly sliced. Which is basically a fancy onion that thinks it's better than all the other onions. Half a cup of panko breadcrumbs. Which are like regular breadcrumbs but more Japanese. 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Because if you go all out, you might as well use butter. 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley. Which is basically just tasty grass that makes your food look fancier. 2 to 3 ounces of pancetta, chopped. Bacon's classier cousin. Phew, that's quite the grocery list. But trust us, it's all worth it. But before we get cooking, let's make sure you've got all the supplies you need. A sharp knife or a mandolin, to slice those potatoes nice and thin. If you're feeling fancy, you can use a mandolin, but a sharp knife will work just as well. A large mixing bowl, to mix up all those delicious cheeses and seasonings. A 9 by 13 inch baking dish, to hold all those layers of creamy, cheesy potatoes. Aluminum foil, to cover the dish and keep everything nice and moist while it bakes. A small skillet, to cook up that pancetta nice and crispy. A small mixing bowl, to mix up the panko breadcrumbs, melted butter, parsley, and pancetta for that delicious topping. And of course, an oven, to bake everything to perfection. And that's it. If you've got all these supplies, you're ready to go. Let's move on to the fun part, cooking. And just a warning, it's a lot of steps, but you know you can pause the video, right? Okay, I warned you. Step 1. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Pro tip. Make sure your oven is actually on. Trust us. We've learned this the hard way. Step 2. Slice those potatoes nice and thin, about 1/8 inch thick. We recommend using a mandolin or a sharp knife, but if you're feeling really adventurous, you could try using a sword. Just be careful. Step 3. In a large mixing bowl, whisk together the heavy cream, Parmesan cheese, Gruyere cheese, cheddar cheese, garlic powder, onion powder, thyme, salt, and black pepper. Pro tip. If you're feeling lazy, skip the whisk, throw everything into the bowl, and mix it with your hands. Step 4. Add the thinly sliced leeks to the cheese mixture and stir to combine. Step 5. Butter a 9 by 13 inch baking dish and layer the sliced potatoes in the dish. making sure to spread them evenly. Pour some of the cheesy mixture over the potatoes, and coat each potato slice. Pro tip: if you accidentally drop some potatoes on the floor, just pick them up, rinse, and use them anyway. It's called rustic cooking. Step 6. Repeat the layering process until you've used up all the potatoes and cheese mixture. Pour the remaining cheese mixture over the top layer of potatoes and press down with a spatula or spoon to ensure everything is coated. Step 7. Cover the dish with aluminum foil and bake for 45 minutes. Step 8. Meanwhile, in a small skillet over medium heat, cook the pancetta until crispy. Remove from heat and set aside. Step 9. In a small mixing bowl, combine the panko breadcrumbs, melted butter, chopped parsley, and cooked pancetta. Step 10. After 45 minutes, remove the baking dish, take off the foil, and sprinkle the panko mixture over the top of the potatoes. Step 11. Drizzle some melted butter over the top to help the topping crisp up and turn golden brown. Step 12. Return the dish to the oven, uncovered, and bake for an additional 20 to 25 minutes or until the top is golden brown and the potatoes are tender. Step 13. Remove the dish from the oven and let it cool for a few minutes before serving. And that's it. Wow! You've successfully created a delicious three-cheese potato gratin with crispy pancetta topping. And that's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed cooking along with us today, and we can't wait for you to try this dish for yourself. Remember, if you have any questions or need help with any part of the recipe, feel free to leave a comment below. We love hearing from our viewers, and the AI bot Overlord will be happy to assist you in any way they can. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more delicious recipes just like this one. And if you do end up making this three-cheese potato gratin, we'd love to hear how it turned out in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Crooked Recipes.